devastating earthquake, one of the most powerful ever recorded, was centered off the coast of Japan, just about 80 miles from two nuclear power plants. The horrific tsunami that soon followed slammed into both facilities. Even as the nation struggled to comprehend the vast tragedy around them, another nightmare had already begun.
First of all, the backup systems failed. The pumps, the electricity, all gone because of the earthquake and the tsunami. This was not supposed to happen.
Here's why that mattered. At the core of a nuclear power plant are uranium rods that become super hot, and that heat drives turbines to create electricity. But the uranium core must be kept underwater at all times to keep it from getting too hot. That's exactly what was beginning to happen here. And as plant workers tried everything they could, the experts were getting nervous.
They are trying to end this crisis. It's a question of capability. Can they?
As temperature and pressure rose in the Fukushima Daiichi reactor, officials struggled in a fight against time to get the pumps fully working. Finally, on Saturday, an explosion ripped away the building housing the reactor.
One by one, every single layer of safety is failing right before their eyes. And so as a last-ditch measure, they're reaching for the ultimate solution, and that is inject seawater right into the reactor core, anything to stabilize the core to prevent it from going up.
As tensions continued to rise, an evacuation plan was quickly widened to include 200,000 people around the Daiichi plant and the nearby Fukushima Daini plant, which is deteriorating as well.
On Friday, Japan had never declared a nuclear emergency. By Friday afternoon, they had declared 5. They had 5 reactors where they had lost control of the cooling systems. All 5 were potential meltdowns.
As the drama continued in northern Japan, Americans were reminded of our own near nightmare. The 1979 3 Mile Island accident.
Radioactivity is 75 times the dose that would be lethal to a human.
That meltdown is still considered the most serious accident in U.S. nuclear power plant history, causing widespread panic as 140,000 neighboring residents chose to evacuate. In the end, no one was injured, but experts say disaster was perilously close. The worst-case scenario, however, came 7 years later in the Soviet Union.
There has definitely been a meltdown at the nuclear reactor in Chernobyl.
By far, the worst accident is Chernobyl, which was the biggest explosion, the biggest collapse, the only real core fire that we've ever had that spewed tons of radioactive material in the atmosphere and around the globe.
In the end, experts estimate at least 4,000 were killed, both by the immediate disaster and by radiation-related diseases in the years to come. The Chernobyl plant, however, lacked the protective concrete shell that is considered to be crucial for safety in Europe, Japan, and the U.S.
3 Mile Island ended nuclear power construction in the United States. Chernobyl ended most nuclear power construction around the world.
In the years since, safety has greatly improved. 30 years after the accident at his plant, the current manager of 3 Mile Island assured me a repeat of 1979 would be extremely unlikely. That kind of melting is not going to happen again.
That's correct.
There's no way.
That's correct. These plants are extremely robust. The safety systems are tested frequently.
But the disaster in Japan could again sway public opinion against nuclear power, despite the industry's insistence that safety is better than ever. Bob Woodruff, ABC News.